Welcome back, guys, to another game of Age of Empires 2, The Conqueror's Expansion. And I have a lot of stuff to talk about in this video, actually, and I'm pretty pumped for it all, honestly. So I'll introduce all the players, explain everything, and then we'll get into the stuff that I want to talk about. So in blue, in the bottom corner of the map, we have a Twick Apple fan playing as Huns. In the red, we have No Re, I Go Eat, who is actually an alias for 8th Wonder, playing in the red, also playing as Huns. And I know people hate Huns v Huns, but this is an interesting one. It's not a standard game. That's why I liked it. And one thing that you've got to note as well, straight off the bat, is this is not Arabia, it is Salt Marsh. So let me speed this up and let's get through the Dark Age. While I talk a bit about nothing, I will slow it down if I have to, because there's a lot I actually want to get through. So, first thing, there was no video upload to this channel yesterday, because of the fact I uploaded it somewhere else. TGN actually offered me another contract, which is pretty awesome of them, and that's to start uploading to one of their hub channels, which in Central, it just all goes up to Central, basically. You've got the TGN Strategy Hub, and that answers to the Gaming Hub, and that answers to the Central Hub. And the Central Hub has a hell of a lot of subscribers and viewers. So, the reason I accepted the contract, number one, is because it's going to allow us to expose Age of Empires 2 to a large community of RTS gamers who may not know this game even exists at all yet. And the thing about that is, number one, I'm going to be able to show it to those RTS players. Then, if it gets popular enough, it'll go up to the Central Gaming Hub. And this is where I'm going to rely on you guys to get this done. Because TGN Strategy is not a big hub at the moment, but it's definitely got potential there considering they're recruiting so many people at the moment. So I'm going to probably post a link to the video that goes up on the hub, and it's quite basic. It's just a standard Hun v Hun game, but for those people who are new, I decided, you know, I'm not going to put them straight into a mega random or something like that. Let's ease them into the game, get them understanding everything first. So it's up to you guys to go over there, get that popular enough, and if we can get that popular enough, it'll just go up the chain and up and up and up, and so many more people will be able to see this game in all its glory. And number two is, as well, if we can do that, I can start putting the news out on the expansion as well, and start getting some more hype for that as well for people who aren't constantly looking at Age of Empires 2. Now, I just thought this was going to be a great opportunity, and naturally there's going to be a few people out there who probably won't like it, just because there's always at least one. But, in my opinion, that's going to work great, and it should be absolutely amazing for the community. Number two, I actually had a great idea. I was actually just chatting with a few people on my channel the other day, and I've had a great idea. I'm not going to disclose any of the information yet, but I am going to say it will involve me, it will involve Viper, and it should involve another very famous AoE caster called Zero Empires. I have messaged him to get him in on it. I do want him there, and I do want this to work quite well as a collaboration, because this does have the potential to be a great series. I have messaged him about it, hasn't got back to me yet, which is pretty normal, because he should be sleeping, honestly. Either that or he's out drinking, which is awesome. So, nag him about getting back to me, because if this works, it should be freaking awesome. We're talking about, probably have 2 streams for it, probably go up on either his or my channel, most likely his, because he has more people available for it, and it should just be absolutely great fun. So, let's get into the game now. I think I've covered pretty much everything I want to, and we haven't got to Feudal Age yet. That was quicker than I was expecting. So, I guess if you have any questions about the TGN video, definitely just post them in this, and I'll get back to you as soon as quick as possible. And I'll post a link in the bottom, so you should be able to view that without too much trouble. I'm just waiting for it to actually go up, because it has to be approved, and everything has to be edited nicely and whatnot. So, should be good. So let's get into the game. What do we have? We have 26 population for Apple Fan. We have 28 for 8th Wonder. And we see something here we don't usually see. In my opinion, considering this, if we look at the map, it's a really small rush distance. We can see that actually Apple Fan is forwarding, which is something you do not see a lot in these games, especially anymore. It was quite common a fair while ago, but hasn't been for a long time. That's Spearman going to be getting that. So we're looking at Apple Fan going for complete trash at this stage. And that scout that could be in trouble, especially getting those villagers there. Tower going up here, so he's going to be able to clump up on this gold on this area here, and hold this stone down as well. So there's the tower there, and there is the outpost there, just as good. And that Spearman there potentially in a lot of trouble, losing those guys there. And moving forward with these guys here. Also, I have turned the game sound volume down because that was requested during the Black Forest game. If you think it's too low, let me know and I'll try and find a happy medium. If not, well, you know, just let me know what you think. So, the tower war going on here, which is good. Outposts as well. Naturally, the outpost, just to get that line of sight up, if we actually check what he's got this pretty much area here completely under his control. However, he is losing this tower here, and that is going to cost him. He does know that 8th Wonder does have this dock up here, and both players have actually gone for the dock fishing approach, which explains why they had such a high population advancing up, and why they don't have any of these berries gone yet. Looks like we could potentially see this tower here go down before. Yeah, looks like 8th Wonder is going to keep his tower up there without too much trouble. Forcing villagers off the production, though, to actually get this damage done. Which, again, in my opinion, that's a win for Applefan. If he takes these villagers from... If he loses, like, 2 spearmen, and he's had to take 4 or 5 villagers off the production of getting resources in my opinion, that's a win. So... let's see what we got. We've got the double archery range play there, and do we have a smith yet? We do have the smith, so he's gone from the barracks into the double archery into the smith, which is a pretty standard opener at the moment for Huns. In fact, for most races at the moment, it's pretty much the standard opener. I think the only person it's not really standard for is Mongols, mainly due to the fact they like to scout rush, but apart from that, not a lot. We can see that Applefan has taken villagers out of this area and is trying to bust down this section here, keeping these forward villages just busy as possible, which is really important when you use forward villagers, because essentially you're losing that villager on your resources. And you've got to make them work. You have to make them work really, really hard to get away with this. See, there that we have 8th Wonder actually putting up this wall here. And also I'm going to try and keep this in fast forward for as much as possible, because someone did say that in the Black Forest video as well. Try and keep that down. And look at that, we've got 8th Wonder there losing a villager. Looks like these skirmishes are going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage to these archers. These ones here being ejected from these archer ranges, going to be able to cut down this archer number without a lot of trouble. And he's actually going to be able to push forward with this. There's not a lot that Applefan actually has to get just damage onto 8th Wonder. He just has no build. What have we got? We've got the stable going down there, which is good. He probably should have got this as soon as he saw the large skirmish count, which I'm assuming he did. But those scout cavalry there are going to be able to absolutely demolish these skirmishes, especially if they have the bloodlines, or if they have, what am I thinking of, the armor upgrade. They will just do so much damage, it will be crazy. Right now, though, we do have the archer count increasing still for Applefan. However, these skirmishes are pretty much locking this area down here. Do we see all the upgrades? No, and looks like that Applefan is ahead in upgrades at the moment. He does have that +1 armor, which is really, really important. We do see as well, looks like we see 8th Wonder going into more of a archer combination now. And here come those scouts, which I was saying about, and if we watch this, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. These scouts getting actually mowed down, because we can see there that 8th Wonder was absolutely just stutter-stepping like a champion. This galley moving in here as well to try and take out these scout cavalry. And like I've always said, I would rather have a galley than an archer at any point in time. Because like, if we compare them, we've got 30 hit points, 5 attack, to 120 hit points, 7 attack. So honestly, if it came down to the choice of having them, that's interesting. And with this map as well, I'm actually interested to see if this galley can come all the way in here, because sometimes you can get across here. And it will be interesting to see this actually. And 8th Wonder taking a good shot. And there we go, the galley can come right up. So if 8th Wonder starts to get that high galley count, he's going to be able to push in here, and he should be able to hold this section here with just galleys actually. So right now, have we got anybody going up to castle? No, Applefan is not. 8th Wonder is not, but 8th Wonder getting extremely close there on the food count. Not going to take quite a lot. 65 population to 8th Wonder, currently 70 to Applefan. So Applefan taking the lead there, but we've got 8th Wonder advancing up at this point in time. We do see lots of harassment from Applefan still going though, as Applefan knows his army is down here, and he's actually going to force the retreat here, which is really interesting, because he's going to have to come up and deal with this small force here. Not a large force, of course, but it's still going to be pretty hard to deal with at the same time as keeping this area here locked down. However, 8th Wonder noticing he can get galleys in here, and he's going to keep pumping them in, because there's no reason not to. 8th Wonder looking like he's going to lose his army here. These scouts are doing a lot of damage. They have the +1 armor on them already. And 8th Wonder could be in a lot of trouble here. He is just about encapsulated, so he is going to be able to start spamming those cavalry archers. But until then, he could be in trouble. He's only got 3 archery ranges up. And if we look at Applefan, he's got quite a big force here, considering that... how many units do you have? 10 ranged units in play right now for 8th Wonder, which isn't a lot. Wall going up here, and very, very quick walling actually there, forcing anything to come in this area over here, and these guys going down fairly quickly here, actually getting killed off extremely quickly, and these scouts are now in the resource lines of 8th Wonder, and this causes trouble. 8th Wonder having to withdraw all his villages from the resource production there, and forcing them all off the line here. We do see 8th Wonder going up, already out-teching his opponent, which is absolutely great. If you're up and you have less units, the best way to go is to absolutely just tech like a champion, because you can get, even though you're outmassed, you can out-micro when you have better range, better attack, better units, better armor. It's just a well-known thing, and splitting up his army here, quite smart play actually. However, he's not going to be able to get out of here, and with a good amount of micro, 8th Wonder's going to fix this one right up. What do we have over here? Villages again being taken off the resource production to deal with those scouts. Applefan playing a pretty good harassment game here, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Is he advancing up yet? I didn't see him advance, so he is advancing right now, but I don't think he's going to have enough to deal with this. He could potentially go knight, but against cavalry archers, those cavalry archers can just be stutter step back extremely well and just deal with those cavalry knights without any trouble at all. 8th Wonder as well, having these galleys in the center area here, it's going to be absolutely great for his defense. Because you see, Applefan actually went towards the back here, and there is no way to get into that middle area over here. So until Applefan either gets some mangonels out or puts a dock up over here, he's going to be held down by these galleys quite a bit, because like I said, galleys have insane amount of hit points just when you're fighting off against archers and things like that. So right now, it's not too big of a lead for either player. Both players are going to be able to do quite well. There's currently 40 points in it, which at 31 minutes into the game is absolutely nothing. Defensive Mangonel coming out there for 8th Wonder, going to be able to put some damage on these, engaging these ships here. Don't know whether that was a smart idea or not, especially considering 8th Wonder has the exact same range. Oh, and that looked like it could have hurt. No, just missing there. And brilliant micro there from Applefan, actually, taking ahead at the moment, 200 points up. And it's starting to look like Applefan might actually be able to take this. He does have the double stable play actually in action, which is really interesting, and currently booming by the looks of it. Got 2 town centers up to the third there. Yes, going for 3 town centers. How many town centers do we see for Wonder? We've only got 2 on the field. Of course, not that big a deal, considering he's been up for a bit longer. But once those 3 town centers start getting that production going, he's going to be outdone in village count, especially with the amount of harassment Applefans actually got in there. It's just been absolutely great for keeping his economy ahead of his opponent. Another forward siege workshop going up there. Actually, that's his first one. 8th Wonder already has the defensive one up. 2 mangonels out already, and a third there actually as well, so he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. And there we go, Applefan has transitioned into the ships, which I was saying, he needs to get this on here, and he's gone fire ships, and fire ships versus small amount of galleys. It is no competition whatsoever at all. Those fire ships are just absolutely destroying these galleys, and that one there should be enough to deal with these two, considering they're both on really low hit points. Demolition ships out though for 8th Wonder, which means he's going to be able to get some pretty good defense going, because as we know, fire ships against demolition ships, we know who's going to come out better there. I don't know whether getting rid of this wall here or not was a smart idea, but still looks like Applefan is not going in for the kill. He's up by 400 points, but he's going to try and ride this boom out for as long as possible. And if we look at all these villages here, he has a lot of villages available to start doing his bidding. And Mangonel there as well could potentially kill 3 of these at once, most particularly 2 if he gets one there. If he gets a good attack ground while they're moving actually, and if they're moving in pairs, he could kill a lot of mangonels there, and that's going to be really hard for 8th Wonder to come back by. At the moment, Applefan's up by 500 points, and Applefan has complete map control, so it's starting to look like 8th Wonder's going to be in a bit of trouble. Even though he did have that really good pure skirmishes at the start, I don't think it's going to be enough. We do see the defensive castle going up though, and do we have a castle yet? We have already got a castle up for Applefan, so he's going to be able to start putting on that pressure as soon as he wants right now, because he's not scared by a run-by from 8th Wonder yet, because he's got a town center in his main area, he's got a castle in his main area, 3 towers, and he's got 2 other town centers ready to go. He's pretty much set. So we can see that Applefan now knows about this this castle over here, and cavalry archers being made by the buttload for 8th Wonder. Skirmishes, of course, out for Applefan. Skirmishes, of course, are going to force these cavalry archers back, because cavalry archers are great for raiding, but when it comes up to a straight-up fight, the reason they don't equal skirmishers is because skirmishers just beat them downright. They get an attack bonus and they have great shield versus them. But against raiding, skirmishers are bad because they're not as fast, they're not as nimble, they're not as quick, and they can't do it. So when you're engaging your opponent in his base, go skirmishers against cavalry archers, because if you can force the engagement there at a one-on-one, you will take it, because skirmishers are absolutely great. They don't cost much at all compared to cavalry archers, and they should just be able to do so much damage. And Applefan going up to the Imperial Age, heavy cavalry archer will be on the way. We will be seeing the bracer upgrade, and there's a good game from 8th Wonder. He knows he's not going to be able to keep up with an Imperial Age economy. He's been down by 1,000 points. He lost the water. All he had was his small army here, and we can see that Applefan is just absolutely dominating at this point. 8th Wonder knew that would be it for the game. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video, and as soon as possible I'll put that link in to that other video, so get over to that other video and like it, comment, do whatever the hell you want on it, but just make sure to view it, because it's going to be great if we can get as many people as possible into this game. I'll see you next